The House Republicans on that committee remained unified throughout against Adam Schiff's farce of so-called impeachment inquiry. Each of Schiff's witnesses haven't witnessed anything, and the Republicans have made that clear to the American people. They've been unified, and much to the credit of their minority leader, Kevin McCarthy. And joining us tonight is House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, great to have you with us. Let's start by just looking at what is happening today. Get your impressions as we're ostensibly, at least, wrapping up the public hearing phase before the Intel Committee.
Well, the one thing I see is we've gone through this for 2 weeks now, and the more that is shown, I think you see it in the polls itself that it's dropping. That I wonder if the Democrats will even have the votes to move impeachment now. You see that the facts are there. The two things we have learned the most, that Ukraine is actually safer today than they were under the Obama administration. And secondly, no matter who you ask, the president released the aid with no conditions on it. Nobody can tell you differently, no matter how set this is by Adam Schiff. I know he wants to impeach this president so bad that he will continue to lie. But I think they have all shown. If you watched how he closed this hearing, this is a man that knows the American public knows his lies and he knows he's losing. There's no way anybody would bang a gavel that hard if they didn't know they were losing.
Well, it's stunning. I want to quote Stephanie Grisham, the White House Communications Director. This is what she said. Has been the case throughout the Democrats' impeachment sham. Today's witnesses rely heavily on their own presumptions, assumptions, and opinions. These two witnesses, just like the rest, have no personal or direct knowledge regarding why U.S. aid was temporarily withheld. And she's exactly right. It's been the theme of this entire radical Dem exercise to bring on people who have no knowledge, their own presumptions and their own emotions that they carry with them in a wheelbarrow through Capitol Hill. It's been really astonishing.
You are 100% correct. Remember this, too. This hearing, you wonder, what did Adam Schiff do in the basement all that time auditioning all these witnesses, and none of them have met the president? None of them have any proof. It's just how they feel. Yeah. It's outrageous that he puts American public through this nightmare one more time. Remember, this is the same man that said he had proof beyond circumstantial. This is a man who lied, who said he did not know who the whistleblower was, and he was going to fight so hard to bring that whistleblower forward. Yeah. But now, he stopped people from naming names because he said they would name the whistleblower. How would he even know that if he didn't know who the whistleblower was?
Yeah, that was a moment in which I think we learned more than we were supposed to, Mr. Leader. The House Republicans, I'm told you all want the Senate Republicans to do a little more here and to get engaged on this issue of the impeachment inquiry, or whatever the working name is of this farce. What do you want the Senate to do?
Well, there's a lot of things they can do about who they bring forward. But the one thing I will tell you today, after watching these 2 weeks of hearings, I don't know if it's even going to get to the Senate. Yeah. The public has now seen how many times Adam Schiff has lied. They now know from the very beginning this is the only thing the Democrats wanted to do. Remember on the night we were sworn in and you watched those freshmen go to their parties after hours? What did they tell them that they wanted to accomplish? They wanted to impeach this president. The chairman of Judiciary, where normally this goes to, you know the platform he ran on to get the chairmanship? That he would be the best person for impeachment. 5 people on the Intel Committee voted for impeachment before they even heard from the whistleblower. The number of times of how many Democrats voted for impeachment before the Mueller report was even there. This is all they talk about because they're afraid of facing this president at the ballot box. They know they will lose, so they'll do anything they can. They'll make up anything, and they bring people in the audition who have never met him.
They floated, and I will leave just that, very ambiguous. They floated the idea of just censure instead of impeachment today, looking at these polls which show the president moving higher, and all of them pre to now post whatever this has been, this farce. He looks stronger than ever. The Democrats look worse than ever. And for crying out loud, the president's foreign policy couldn't have been more timely or well-founded than to provide lethal weapons to the Ukrainians and to give them his support, which the Democrats, by the way, did not. They refused to do so, and the previous president refused to do so. It is astonishing. And today, to hear the woman who argued most vociferously against lethal aid attacking the president of the United States, who stepped up for the Ukrainians.
Exactly. Remember in the Obama administration, when the Russian tanks rolled in, Obama provided them blankets. President Trump gave them the Javelin that actually stopped tanks and allows them to be protected. That's the fundamental difference that we see today. And even those who auditioned witnesses that Adam Schiff got to handpick, remember, we never got our witnesses to come forward. We never got a fair shake. We never got due process. And they are still losing. But at the end of the day, their own witnesses tell you that Ukraine is safer today because of President Trump than President Obama.
I want to congratulate you. The Republican conference standing up taller and standing shoulder to shoulder, as frankly I have not seen them in my career before. So congratulations to you and the rest of the leadership.
Well, thank you, and I want to thank all the Republicans on the Intel Committee. They had worked so well together, and all the things that have not been done in this Congress now because the Democrats are doing nothing but impeachment. This president has worked so hard to give us the strongest economy we've found in 50 years, and the only thing this new majority of Democrats have done is issued more subpoenas than new laws.
Congressman Kevin McCarthy, thank you.
Thank you.
Minority Leader of the Republican Party.